Hey, good morning, everybody. Pastor George here, and I hope your Wednesday morning is off to a great start. Thank you for allowing me a minute or two to join you with sharing some WWW on the WWW, better known as Wednesday Words of Wisdom on the World Wide Web. Well, it's about breakfast time, and so in my toaster here, I've got an English muffin ready to put down, and got my cup of coffee here. And I don't know about you, but when I have an English muffin, I like every nook and cranny filled with butter. I like the butter to just really be on there, and just like I say, every part of that English muffin just filled with butter. Butter, by the way, not imitation like margarine. I like the real deal, the butter. But you know, I got looking at these two sticks here, and if you notice with me, they look the same. I mean, they're the same color, they're the same shape, they look identical. So what makes the difference? Well, the difference is on the inside. It's the ingredients that go into those two sticks that make the difference, whether it's really butter or whether it's margarine. But on the outside, they look exactly the same. So to tell which is which, you have to taste it, because you can't just tell by looking at it. Well, that gets us to thinking this morning about how Jesus says that our walk with him has to be genuine, not an imitation, and it really needs to start on the inside and then show itself on our outside. Jesus spoke many times in his ministry about the importance of him being on the inside of us and our faith being genuine from the inside out. A few verses that come to mind this morning are from Matthew chapter 6, where Jesus says this: "Where your treasure is, there your heart will also be." So in other words, the heart is so important, our seat of motive and who we really are. That's so important. So Jesus says, whatever is important to us, wherever our treasures are, there our heart will be also. So in other words, what's important to us will really be tucked away in our heart. Well, then he went on to say in Matthew 12:34 that out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the words that we typically would speak, or the way that we speak them, the attitude behind those words actually is indicative of what's inside. You see, it's what's inside that counts, that really makes the difference on the outside. Well, Jesus went on to talk some more about the importance of our faith being sincere and genuine, coming from the inside out, as he spoke to the Pharisees in Matthew chapter 23. And between verses 25 and 27, Jesus had some very strong words to say about the importance of authentic faith from the inside out. He said to the Pharisees in verse 25, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and the bowl, but inside they're full of greed and self-indulgence." Jesus went on to say, "Blind Pharisees, first clean the inside of the cup and the dish, and then they'll be clean on the outside as well." You get the point Jesus was making. It's got to start on the inside to be genuine and sincere on the outside. He went on in verse 27 to say to the Pharisees this. He says, "You look like whitewashed tombs, beautiful, sparkly, and shiny, if you will, on the outside. But," he said, "inside you're full of dead man's bones and things that are evil, things that are unclean." So Jesus went on to say, on the outside, you appear to be people of righteousness, but on the inside, you're full of hypocrisy and wickedness. So it's a reminder for us that our faith as followers of Jesus Christ, it has to start on the inside and then be evident on the outside. You know, it really boils down to this. If we're going to be the real deal, followers of Jesus Christ, it's got to start on the inside to be genuine on the outside. You know, we can say that we're Christians and you know, but if there's anything in our lives that's contrary to that, we need to allow Jesus to work in our lives, in our hearts, within us, so that what comes out of our lives, what's evident to others, will truly be indicative of us as authentic, real, genuine, sincere followers of Jesus Christ. Because otherwise, if there's anything in us that's contrary to him and his word, sooner or later, it will show up. You know, there could be things like pride, greed, anger, unforgiveness, whatever the case may be, that are within us that show themselves on the outside. On the positive spin of that, though, we have to also remember that the good things that God desires in our lives, like joy, holiness, love, mercy, and compassion, those need to come from the inside as well. And Jesus can put those things in our heart as we allow him to work in us. So the good news is this: God can change us from the inside out so that our faith in him and our walk with him and our testimony of him and the way that we live our lives will be sincere and genuine. And so I pray today that God's word makes a difference in your life today as we together remember that it's what's inside that counts. It starts on the inside and then shows on the outside. Well, I think I'm going to put my English muffin down in the toaster and get ready to butter it with the real deal. Hey, have a great day and God bless you.